Good enough for Navy SEALs, good enough for NASA astronauts, good enough for me. So hey y'all, Dustin here. And 2 decades of studying the human body, human performance, I've never found anything like this. Ketones. So what are ketones? Why are there craze? Why are people raving about this concept and what it is? So I'm also going to tell you what it isn't. So here we go. So ketones are a fuel. And prior to our product being available, the only way to do that was through a diet or lifestyle. And so ketones are energy, so they basically have calories. And when you drink ketones or you're in ketosis, your body then utilizes ketones as its primary fuel source in most cases. And so what's neat about this is that it does a lot of other things. So ketones are, like I said, a food. It's like a food for your body. Your body can uptake it, but it doesn't need insulin to uptake. So why is this so important? So insulin, when you need insulin to uptake glucose, right, what happens is it takes more energy, it takes more time, and not everybody's very good at doing that, where ketones doesn't need that. It literally can uptake very simplistically and easily into the system, and it's a primitive thing. So think about back in our ancestral days when food wasn't available or not predominant, or when carbohydrates, carbs and sugars were just very limited. What did we live off of? Well, we lived off of our body fat, which was converted into ketones, and it provided a food. It's like a storage of food, right? So what we didn't realize a long time ago is that this food had a lot of other benefits. And so what I'm going to share with you today is some of those benefits of being in ketosis. And now there's a really cool research on the ketogenic diet, been researched over 100 years, which is a way for your body to produce ketones. Fasting, a lot of cool research on fasting and what it's doing. But what's really been neat is over the last handful of years is that they're showing very similar research while not on the diet, while not fasting, but just consuming ketones gets some of the benefits. So is it the fasting or the diet that works, or is it the ketones themselves that are giving you most of these benefits? And it's pretty clear now, it's getting more and more clear that it's ketones themselves. And that's why when you drink ketones, it's you don't have to do the diet, right? You don't have to fast. Can you do the diet and can you fast? Absolutely. And for some people, you probably should. So this is the coolest thing about ketones. And one of the biggest common myths that I hear about ketones is they don't work. That's a myth. They work literally very, very well. Also, you have to do the diet. I have to do a keto diet with drinking ketones, and that's absolutely not true. The other issue about ketones is that they are bad for you. Like that's just a myth. It just doesn't make any sense so this is kind of crazy to think about it. So humans have been in and out of ketosis most of human existence. The amount of time is not quite sure, but it's a big part of it, if not majority. Babies get ketones through when in utero. So pregnant women go into ketosis the easiest. Why? A lot of good reasons. One, protect the fetus, but two, there might be some really good health benefits for the developing fetus for ketones. Same thing with breastfed babies. Breastfed babies get something called medium chain fatty acids that converts into ketones through the liver. Why? Well, they're showing ketones are really important for the brain health. So are they dangerous? Kind of doesn't make any sense. If you get bioidentical pure therapeutic ketones, then your body can simulate it as if you were in the diet. And that's what we've seen now. We keep seeing the same thing over and over again. Now, do you have to do the diet? That's just a misconception people have. They think of ketones and keto diet as kind of one of the same. Well, the reason our product was ever invented, or at least the original patent, was Navy SEALs never wanted to do the diet. They just wanted the benefits of being in ketosis without doing a ketogenic diet. And so that's why our product was invented. We've advanced that formula now way past then, but NASA wanted it for the same reason, right? The exact same reason. And so you can drink ketones with any diet. You have to ask yourself, what is your goal? Because ketones will work no matter what you eat. They really will, because you don't need insulin to uptake. So it's super easy and efficient. The challenge is that some people are drinking them and think they're just going to shrink and lose all their weight. And for some people, it seems like magical that it happens. And I don't even like those people because they always talk about it. Just drink it, you'll lose weight. Well, unfortunately, a good percentage of people have to still follow some dietary changes and guidelines to maximize the weight loss or the body fat transformation they're looking for. And we encourage that anyway. I would want you to get healthier. I'd want you to get better. I don't want you just to consume something and expect it to solve all your problems, because that doesn't really exist. It just doesn't. You can think it does. It just doesn't exist yet. But you can amplify it. You can optimize it, right? And that's the cool thing about ketones. Another big myth that people have, they say they just don't work, right? Humans are designed to uptake ketones and utilize them. The challenge I think a lot of people have is that they don't work fast enough. In some people, there's this thing called keto adaptation, meaning that your body may not be able to use them as well as they could have maybe 1,000 years ago, and your body has to kind of relearn how to use them. And it seems to be some evidence there that some people just take a little bit longer. And I always tell people, give it 60 days, like truly give it a 60-day window. And after 60 days, I've not seen one person that hasn't had a transformation, meaning mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, something's changed in them. Now, if that they continue using it or not, that's up to them, but they'll always come back because you can't get it otherwise. The only alternative to our product and drinking ketones is a diet or extreme fasting with extreme exercise. Like, it's the only really good alternative to it. So this is kind of a cool thing. It's like, this is the way to get it, is to consume it, right? And so ketones are super vital for people to improve better. And that's why the benefits are just pretty extraordinary. So increase mental clarity, increase focus, improve mood. You're going to hear a lot of this is all in the brain. Brain loves ketones. And this has been a debate of a while, like, is to prefer glucose or just prefer ketones? And it's pretty evident that ketones are actually win that race, although it needs both and it wants both, okay? But ketones are super efficient and have a huge impact on the brain. It detoxes out damaged protein out of the brain, so it has a detoxification effect. Super amazing. It improves heart efficiency. So people will see improvements in energy, oxygen utilization when under tension or under pressure. So they have more sustained energy through the day. They're improved mood, improved focus, improved mental clarity, right? We see improvements in sleep patterns. Probably has to do with the neurotransmitter balancing component. Ketones just have this natural ability to kind of allow people to relax but perform better. Think about that as an athlete. Do you want to perform better and be relaxed at the same time? Of course you do, right? That's kind of the goal, right? Mentally slow everything down, like in football, right? They're playing as the game is slow, but yet they're playing at the highest level. That's really what they do. They give you that sustained energy, but the ability to focus and have mental clarity. Another few things is that one of my favorite things, especially you fitness people, is that ketones improve VO2 max. So you can basically put more in when you have ketones available. But now I think they're a better tool for recovery, for wound healing, for repairing tissue. And there's a lot of mechanisms and reasons behind that, but now they're starting to show, it improves in DNA repair, improving efficiency and mitochondrial efficiency. They're starting to show evidence that it's, like I say, clearing out damaged proteins. We know the heart works more efficient. We know it also protects muscle loss. So the benefits are just extraordinary, as if we were doing the ketogenic diet from a survival perspective. Think about when you're surviving. When would you want the most mental clarity, focus, perform really well, repair fast, heal quickly, and be able to go kick ass, right? That's when you are trying to survive. So it's pretty cool how this is all coming full circle, as the way our ancestors survived and maybe thrived. We now have the ability to use it as a tool to amplify our life. Not fix every problem. You still have to put the time and effort in. But if you create the right environment, it helps set you up for success. Now, here's a cool thing that we've noticed with a lot of people from the weight loss side of it, or losing body fat. A reduction in carb and sugar cravings, appetite control. So think about this. You protect muscle loss, protect your metabolism when you're trying to lose weight, right? You're in caloric deficit. That's a bad thing to lose muscle during that phase or slow your metabolism down. Number two, if you could have a better appetite control. Three, if you hunger was under control. And four, what if you exercise and you have more activity or more energy to exercise? That's a recipe for success. And this is what's cool about what I've seen now, nearly a decade, is people get the results and they keep it. They maintain it. Is it perfect? Do they gain a few pounds here and there? Absolutely. But do they keep their weight off? And do they take control of their life? Yes. And that's what we've seen continuously with that. So it's just an all-around tool to use to help amplify your life. But it all started with NASA. And it all started with the Navy SEALs wanting ketones without ever doing the ketogenic diet. And to me, that's what's super cool. So if you want to incorporate this in your life, it's really simple. You just drink them when you need them. Most people that I work with drink one in the morning, one in the afternoon. It's just simple as that. Just keep it simple. Just one in the morning, one in the afternoon. You basically, you don't have to, but you could cut out your coffee. You might use it as a fasting tool and use it for breakfast and then you intermittent fast. I see that a lot. Still got to eat high quality foods, eat good foods when you are eating. Afternoon, maybe you reduce energy drinks, coffee, snacks, things that aren't serving you anyway. You can just get rid of it. You have this, it just basically squashes those things. You come home full of energy, sustained through the day, and you still sleep like a baby. Yes, it sounds too good to be true. I know I hear this all the time, but that's just the reality. It's a primitive fuel source that we were gifted with for most of human existence, and we now have availability just to drink it. That's freaking awesome. It's called a breakthrough. It's called a huge breakthrough. So you just implement it in your life. But now let's say that you want to lose weight. A lot of people come for weight loss. You want to try. Some of you, if you don't want, you only lose like 5 or 10 pounds. Just drink it. Most likely that'll just take care of itself because you take out some of the little things and It's just gone. But for people that really want to make a transformation, you gotta commit to a lifestyle with it. Maybe it's intermittent fasting with refeed days. Is one of my favorite things. 5-day fast, 5-day intermittent fasting where you take out a meal, and then you do 2 days refeeding where you actually eat your appropriate amount of calories. Focus on high quality protein. If you want to go low carb, you can, but protein goes first. That's one of my favorite strategies. And then you got to commit to the journey. If you need to lose 100 pounds, give yourself a year at least. Don't do it in 3 months, 4 months. That expectation is what gets people to quit. You got to still follow the journey in the process. But here's the reality is you got to help yourself create a new lifestyle. So athletes, I use it before the workout. We use it as a post-workout recovery within 2 or 3 hours later. So almost all my athletes do 2. Some do more, depends on the extreme of their sports. And so it's really simple as that. If you only want to do 1 a day, pick it either the morning when you need energy and focus and mood, or in the afternoon when you need energy, focus, and mood, and just put it in there. You drink it for 60 days, it'll completely transform and change your life. It is that simple. People try to complicate it, or they're like, well, that's kind of expensive. It's the number 1 health supplement in the world. It should go first before you do anything else, and then everything else on top of it will just work better. But it almost always will save the cost of our product just in the snacking, the energy drinks, the stuff that you don't need or aren't serving you anyway. You're going to see that all go away. And it completely transitions and transforms your entire life. So if you want to change your life freaking forever and be the last thing you ever have to do and raise your game to a whole nother level, then drink your freaking ketones every day. Do it for 60 days and see what happens. And if you want to be bold and big and badass, drink it twice a day and you'll never experience anything like this. It is unbelievably life-changing. I truly mean that. It might be your relationship. It might be your relationship with your kids. It might be your workout. It might be your body transformation. You never know where it's going to come from. For me, it was my relationship with my wife. This changed our relationship because our moods, our focus, our energy had shifted and we were able to bond differently. I would have never bet that, but that's what happened. And so it's pretty dang crazy. Listen, let's do this. Let's do it together and let's change your life forever.